I'm not.
Jesus, Sonia, what's with the getup?
I was seconded by Undercover. They need a few more women to work on this pimp war thing.
Pimp war?
Yeah, a couple American pimps rolled into town. They're trying to take over the strolls and the girls. A couple local pimps been killed already.
No. You know what? You don't have enough experience for this, okay? The last thing we need right now is for you to get hurt. Do you understand how dangerous this could be? You've never been out in the street.
I left Rob.
Just like that?
No, not just like that. It was goddamn hard and painful, but it's done. So I want to know. I left Rob for you. When are you gonna leave Wanda?
I'll talk to you later, okay?
Yeah.
Mr. Rahman, I can't help you if all you have to tell me is that you're innocent. I need something more concrete. A fact, an alibi, something, anything that proves that you didn't kill Khalid Filani. Mr. Rahman? I'm sorry, I can't help you.
The conspiracy against me.
It's okay, it's okay.
But why? Why did they choose me?
A conspiracy, Mr. Rahman? You see, he didn't kill Khalid. He didn't say anything about Khalid, Nora. I was in there for over 20 minutes, and all he could manage was some outburst about a conspiracy against him. I don't think your father is well.
Of course not. He's in prison. He's falsely accused. But you can see he's innocent.
I'm sorry, but I can't find anything that convinces me that you have a case here.
He had no reason to kill Khalid.
There are witnesses that saw him leaving Khalid's apartment. The knife that killed Khalid came from your kitchen.
My father's on death watch, Sergeant McCormick. After 8 years in prison, he's lost all hope, but I can't. I know he's innocent.
I'm sorry.
You're condemning him, just like the others.
She must have fallen quite a ways.
The body was found on flat land. The nearest hill was miles away.
Well, she fell. I mean, look at these injuries. She broke both her tibia, 4 ribs, fractures all along her spine. She broke her right elbow and her hand.
So the body was moved?
Well, I guess so. I mean, with these injuries, she couldn't have moved herself 3 feet, let alone a few miles. That her?
Could be. It was found on a jacket near the body.
Huh, pretty.
You think she could have survived the fall?
Well, none of these breaks would have necessarily killed her, but they could have caused internal injuries. I mean, the only thing I can say for sure is that she would have suffered terrible pain.
She's not the only one. Come on. 30 years. Who am I solving this for?
Well, there's somebody who missed her.
If they're still alive.
Hey, Nico. Holds Tiny's violin.
I don't see what this undercover operation has to do with you, Harper.
Aren't you supposed to tell us about this sort of thing? What happens if I have a cold case that can shed some light on whoever's killing these pimps? What, it can happen?
All right. There are 2 dead local Mac Daddies, and we suspect that some visiting U.S. pimps are behind their murders.
And this merits an undercover operation.
Yeah, it's called preventative measures. That's where we actually try to stop the crime before it happens. Look, the home team is getting nervous, buying guns, getting angry.
Well, maybe we should let them play with each other a little longer and observe Darwinian law in operation.
Yeah, that sounds great, until one night you walk into the Flash and find 43 dead tourists because some loser got nervous.
So Undercover's just trying to get close to these U.S. invaders and figure out who did who. Is that right?
Right.
All right, thank you.
Welcome.
Mac Daddies?
I've been off the street for a long time.
Jessica Rule, she was the first female tree planter I ever hired. She's probably the first one in the whole province. Pretty tough cookie. 30 years. Like, that's a long time to be missing.
Missing or murdered. Somebody dragged her body away from the site where she was injured.
Sweet Jesus. You mean one of these guys?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Their name would help.
Oh, my memory's really burnt, you know. That guy, he's Frenchy. But they were like 6 Frenchies, though. And this other guy, Ian something. Bixby, Burnaby, like something B.
Something B.
Nora. What are you doing here?
My father's dead. They didn't watch him very well.
I'm sorry.
He wrote a note proclaiming his innocence once again. Why didn't you believe me? My father didn't kill Khalid Fulani.
The evidence-
He was in Princeton the night that Khalid died. He always said so. Is it so hard to believe that a daughter knows her father?
I'll take another look.
I will. Thank you.
Losing my nerve.
What do you mean?
Well, this girl, Nora, you know, she starts crying and I start folding. It's not a cold case. It's not anything, you know? It's a sad girl with a sad, guilty father who committed suicide.
You want to switch? I got a 30-year-old case, Jessica Rule.
30 years?
Exactly. Fortunately, she got some play when she went missing, and there's some clippings along with the file.
Tree planter, huh?
Yeah. I'm gonna question her fellow planters if I can track them down.
Well, this guy shouldn't be too hard. Ian Northby?
You know?
Not from here. He runs a charity. Third World Education. Apparently he raises millions.
Great. I bet you 20 he pushed her.
It's not even a cold case.
Yeah, I know. This girl, though, she's just so sincere. Drives me crazy.
You're losing your edge, McCormick.
Yeah, or something. That's our lawyer. Barry?
Allie? Len? How you doing?
Not too bad. Did you get a chance to look at the Roman trial?
Here, you take a look at it. I had enough of it the first time through. That Abdul was a pain in the ass.
Why's that?
Well, the evidence was stacked against him. His fingerprints all over the murder weapon. Witnesses make him at Khalid's apartment. The two of them duked it out in a mosque, for Christ's sake.
Over what?
Allah's shoe size, the hell do I know? But everybody in the community knew these two hated each other. So solid case against him, but Abdul insists that he's innocent.
Abdul have an alibi?
Said he went to Princeton. He'd arranged to sell some jade jewelry there.
No one saw him en route? Or at the meeting?
No, the jade guy didn't even show. Abdul says he hung around for about 2 hours and then he left. Grabbed coffee at a Tim's and then went home.
Nobody there either?
See, that's what drove me crazy about this. Abdul insists that he talked to the late-night clerk there, some headbanger. So we tracked the kid down, but he doesn't remember Abdul. So you tell me, how many Arabs you got walking into a Princeton Tim's at 2 in the morning?
Okay, so what do you think?
About what?
The case, Harper.
You know, I always thought Barry should have been a cop. He's got good instincts.
Yeah, too bad he went to the dark side. I want to talk to the community, find out what Abdul was like. We should probably check out the donut shop alibi. You want to do that?
Fatality in the alley behind Brady's. Looks like a local working girl.
What does she look like?
Who is this?
Sergeant Harper, Cold Squad. What does she look like?
Redhead. Big scar down her left cheek. Track marks behind her knees.
I think should get Nico to help you out with this, okay?
Nico's got a case. Listen, if there's something you want to tell me, you can...
It's nothing, okay? Just nothing.
What did you say at the border?
What you mean?
You know, when they ask you why you came. Did you say business or pleasure?
Like I told the officer who brought me here, I came to do some fishing.
Yeah, fishing. I hear Richard Street is your favorite fishing hole.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Is that right? Do you remember her?
I don't know any ugly women.
Nobody looks too good when they've been hot-capped. You know what that is, right, Mr. Dubois? Little something extra in the needle?
Sounds terrible.
What are you doing here?
Whose genius idea was this?
What are you doing here, Harper?
Look at this guy's giving him nothing. You got Anson in there making him think he's surrounded by guys that are gonna give him up. This is not a good situation for your undercover operatives.
We'll be the judge of that, okay, Harper? Why don't you go and dig up a skeleton or whatever it is you do? Why don't you do that now?
What can you tell me about the fight between Abdul and Khalid at the mosque?
A fight in the mosque. Is that what this has become?
I'm sorry?
There was no fight. An argument.
What happened?
Abdul was the assistant treasurer for our temple. Some money went missing. It became clear that he was responsible.
How clear?
He eventually confessed to me. His regret at shaming his family and cheating the community became too great.
So tell me about the fight.
Khalid spoke out against Abdul. He felt Abdul should be expelled rather than forgiven. It is one interpretation of the Quran, though not mine.
That really doesn't sound like much of a fight.
We are a peaceful community, Sergeant. In context, such a disagreement could have seemed very large indeed.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, you say he did confess to the theft?
Yes, he did.
Did you ever visit him while he was in prison?
Occasionally?
And did he ever confess to the murder?
No. He maintained to me that he was innocent, always.
Thanks.
Yeah, I remember Jessica.
You two were close.
When you're stuck in the bush for weeks on end, it doesn't take long for 20 strangers to become family.
Well, not all families get along. Do you think somebody had a reason to hurt Jessica?
That was 30 years ago.
I'm aware of that, believe me.
I do remember that she was the only girl. And even one girl can do wonders for crew morale, so no, I can't see it.
When she disappeared, do you think she was just bailing out of a tough job?
No. She had too much pride. She had something to prove. Besides, even the crappy contract beat going back to that boyfriend.
Boyfriend?
Yeah, real low life. He showed up drunk one night, started yelling for Jessica to come out. She didn't want to, so Guy and Frenchie chased him off.
Do you remember her boyfriend's name? Troy Hackett?
Let's get this thing over with as quickly as possible, okay?
It says here you have a history of violence, particularly when it comes to women.
What's this about?
I'm gonna toss you a name. Jessica Rule. Jessica Rule, employed by Wilton Tree Planting in June of 1972. She disappeared on August 3rd.
I know that.
She was planting just outside the region of Campbell River the day she disappeared. You ever been there?
Nope.
Then that makes you a liar, Mr. Hackett. I have an eyewitness who places you in Campbell River.
It's one of those cavemen. One of those guys she was doing up there. Oh, man, those assholes.
What are you talking about?
She was a little slut. I should have known that the first time I set eyes on her. She was doing this blonde doofus up there. Probably all his friends, too.
Hi, I'm looking for Kevin Dutcher.
That would be me.
Oh, yeah? Kevin Dutcher, who used to have a mullet and worked at Tim Hortons?
Never. No, I'm sorry. That was my evil twin.
You worked there 8 years ago. You told the police that you hadn't seen a man named Abdul Rahman come into the store, even though he absolutely insisted that you did. Is that true? Look, Kevin, you're not going to get in any trouble. You were a 17-year-old kid, but it is extremely important that you tell me what happened that night.
Now would be a good time for a smoke break. I was pretty messed up back then. You have no idea what it's like to be gay in a town like Princeton.
I just need to know what happened.
A man came in the store after the other guy left, and he showed me $1,000 cash and said it was mine if I said I never saw the other guy.
What'd that guy look like?
Wow. Can I take this home when you're finished? Just kidding.
Is there anything else you can think of?
Not unless you can draw an accent.
What kind of accent?
Oh, God, I don't know. Middle Eastern? What are you gonna do with it?
Oh, I'm gonna take it and see if our intelligence service knows anything about him.
You want a lap dance? You should talk to one of the strippers.
Your friend assured me you wouldn't be averse.
This is incredibly stupid of you. You could blow my cover.
A hooker was killed the other day, Sonia. She was a redhead. I thought it was you.
And it wasn't. I'm fine. I know what I'm doing.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Cupid over there is getting all rattled, looking to see you ratted him out.
Oh, so the cops hauled him in. Big deal. You don't think he wasn't expecting that?
Valentine. What the hell kind of name is that?
Because I make every day like Valentine's Day, baby. Oh, I wonder what Wanda would think of you right now.
I want you to stop this.
You're a married man, you naughty, naughty boy.
Hey, knock it off, all right? This is serious. You could get hurt.
I'm really good at this. Everybody I'm working with says so. You're the only one who's got a problem with it.
It's because I'm in love with you.
Yeah, right.
Come on, look, I'm putting myself out here, all right?
You want me to stop this?
Yes, I do.
Then leave her. Leave your wife. You leave her, and I'll ask to be reassigned.
We've been talking about it, all right?
Do it or don't. I'm sick of talking. Eyes on the prize, baby. Come on, tip me, baby. Come on.
Wanda.
It's just past the point of you and me trying to fix it anymore. I don't like the idea of outside help any more than you do. I just don't know what else to do. Ben.
What?
This Thursday, the marriage counselor. You heard me, right?
Yeah, I heard you, marriage counselor. I just don't think that...
Don't start. Please don't start.
I just don't think that we need anyone else involved in this, that's all, okay? Okay, the only problem here is me. That's it. I'm just a little too wound up in work, that's all, okay? I can fix this. Was nice.
Yeah. It's at 7.
What?
The marriage counselor. It's Thursday at 7.
You didn't tell me about you and Jessica sleeping together.
It was fairly casual.
You don't tell me it looks suspicious.
Yeah, I guess it must.
Did you kill her? Did you push Jessica Rule over that cliff?
No.
Then why didn't you tell me you two were shacked up together?
I didn't know how to bring it up.
That part where I ask questions about the deceased, that's when you bring it up.
It wasn't just me sleeping with her. We were up in the bush for a couple of months, and she was the only girl. She was young. We were all young.
Who else?
Mark LaFoy, Ed Harvey. Frenchie once, I think, but he could have been lying.
You sweet on her?
I was 18. I was sweet on anybody who'd sleep with me.
What about the others?
I don't know. Honestly, it was a long time ago. Sometimes you remember the weirdest, craziest things, but not necessarily who was crazy about who.
Anything else you neglected to tell me?
I don't think so. Just that Jess was a great girl. At the end of a long day, she was always so cheerful. She had a lot to give.
What about that time the boyfriend, Troy Hackett, came up? Do you remember anything about that visit?
Just that he came up angry, and he went away angrier.
Like I told you before, man, nothing happened.
Nothing happened except you lost your temper. Couldn't handle the fact that you found somebody else? Seems to me that she was within her rights. You guys were over.
Yeah, over.
What do you mean by that?
If we're so over, how come she's calling me a couple of weeks later? Yeah, she's calling me. And she's apologizing to me for dumping me. And then she's telling me how crazy she's going with all these cavemen around her. And then she's begging me to come on up and save her.
Bullshit.
Oh, right, fine, whatever.
When'd she call?
I don't know. Night.
So did you go?
You know, I was gonna, but then I got my morning paper and girl gone missing.
So you didn't go?
What for, man? She was gone.
I'd like you to prove that you didn't go.
I'd like you to prove that I did. 30 years? You gotta be kidding me. Good luck. And would you get out of my way and let me get back to work? Thank you.
His name's Mark Hirschenberg.
So who is he? What was he doing here?
Apparently Hirschenberg worked for the Mossad. Although, of course, he had a legitimate business cover as a technical writer, and that's how he entered the country in March of 1994.
How long was he here?
2 weeks. March 14th to the 28th, and he listed the Israeli embassy as his employer.
Where can I find him?
In a cemetery in Haifa. He was killed in a car bombing in 1998. I ran Khalid Fulani for you as well, but we came up with nothing. I should have been able to find him through his immigration papers, but there aren't any.
Oh, that's impossible. The man had a driver's license, a health card.
They must be fake. No one named Khalid Fulani ever came into Canada.
Go on, girl, help yourself. There's lots more where that came from. Yeah. That's my girl. You know, it's about time you start making some real money. Beautiful girl like yourself need to do more private shows.
I'm doing pretty good.
Don't you want to do better? Improve your situation in life? Hey, Ginger, go and help yourself.
Oh, hey, I wish I could, but if my parole officer makes me pee in a cup tomorrow, I'm screwed. And it's Lacey.
Like Agnes and Lacey, right? Of course, you better looking than those two bitches.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, now you don't want to disappoint Uncle Val. I got a friend. I'd like to spend some time with you. Special time.
I thought you wanted to spend time with me.
Oh, I do, baby, and I will. But first, my friend. Okay.
You were saying you remembered something.
Just before Jessica disappeared, I mean, things were getting kind of tense.
How come?
Well, the visit from her boyfriend, Troy, it got the gang all riled up. And they were making jokes about him, but after a while, she stopped laughing. And then Boothby.
Northby?
Oh, yeah, Northby. Yeah, I don't know, maybe he made some kind of crack. And suddenly, him and Jess were screaming at each other. Big blow-up.
Was it related to work?
No, I don't think so.
How close to her disappearance?
Oh, I don't know, a couple of days.
All right, Larry. Thanks.
Ready to go? I thought we said we were doing this.
You sit there.
Pardon me?
You said we were doing this, not me.
We didn't say no, Len. And when you don't say no, that's your passive-aggressive way of agreeing to things.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Just say it.
You and me. Wanda, you and me. I just don't want to do you and me anymore, okay? I don't want to go to a counselor. I don't want to negotiate or compromise. I don't want to pretend that I am happy anymore. I can't.
You don't want to.
I'll stay at the Y or something until I find an apartment. We can tell the kids that I'm working nights or something.
You pretended to be happy. Oh, God, I wish you would have, but that turned into my job, too. You shit!
I want to be civilized about this, okay?
Be civilized. Go ahead. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
I'm sorry.
Get out!
I'm sorry.
Get out.
You said Khalid Fulani was a radical of sorts, Mr. O'Meara. What did you mean by that?
He attended some Muslim study groups. They would discuss some interpretations of the Quran.
And how did they interpret it?
The Quran preaches peace, Sergeant. Our community is a reflection of that.
You said that before, Mr. O'Meara, but every community has its radical elements, you know, people who have no regard for their neighbors. That's why I have a job.
I agree. But in the case of this group, and even Khalid in particular, there was a lot of smoke and very little fire.
Still, couldn't his death have been the result of his beliefs, rather than some squabble over money? I mean, a squabble that you said yourself wasn't really much of a fight. What is it?
There is a man, a great sycophant of Khalid, someone who would do anything for him. Perhaps you should talk to him. Mohammed Hassan.
Thank you.
Miss McCormick, in our community, it is unlucky to disturb the dead.
It's pretty universal, too.
Nico. I was thinking of running. I actually called a few friends. I had a plan in place. I even made it to the border. But I stopped myself. We need to talk. I met Jessica on the float plane on the way up to Campbell River. I laughed my ass off all the way there. She was so funny. And she could even be funny about how her bastard boyfriend used to beat the shit out of her. She called herself the George Chuvalo of relationships.
So you spent some time talking about that relationship?
Yeah, especially after we tended up. I could see the scars he left on her.
What happened on August 3rd?
Jessica was planting up top of what we called Hell Point. There was no earth to be found. I came by. She told me that she'd made up her mind. She was going back to Troy. We argued. It got ugly. And I pushed her. I didn't mean to. It just happened. I ran down after her. And her body was all twisted up. I could see the broken bone through her thigh. She was in so much pain. She said, "Hey, Northby, why'd you push me? You in love with me or something? Trying to make a joke?" I tried to move her, and she stopped me. She started saying, "Do it. Do it. It hurts so much." I didn't know how. I know she meant the shovel, right? Just one quick one, but I couldn't do that. I put my hands over her mouth and her nose. It was what she wanted, but still she struggled at the end. I had to watch her try to tear my hands away.
So, you gonna let Mr. Valentine Dubois tell you how to run your life?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's hard enough dealing with these assholes when they don't own a piece of you. What do you think's gonna happen to you once you start working for that guy, huh? It's not gonna be you taking home the extra money, I can tell you that.
What else am I supposed to do?
You just leave. Think you can't find a job somewhere else?
He'll find me.
No, he'll think about it. Then he'll just start looking for the next girl.
Hey, Ginger, back to work.
Hey.
Hey, Sailor.
Hey, Meg.
Earth to Nico.
I'm here.
Yeah, what's on your mind?
Let me ask you. Hypothetical situation. This guy knows a person who's guilty of a crime. But a lot of years have passed, and in that time, this person has become a model citizen who does a lot of good throughout the world. Now, this guy, he knows the evidence is flimsy, and he has a chance to bury it. What's his next move?
Does this guy caught?
Hypothetically.
Then he follows through.
There's hundreds, maybe thousands of people this guy could help without rotting in jail.
Well, then that'll affect his sentence, but that is not up to this guy, Cobb, to decide. Is that the right answer?
How'd you find me?
Talk to your husband.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah, he was due happy to hear from me.
Yeah, I figured that. So what do you want, Len?
I left her.
Baby, I can't believe it. You finally left her?
Yeah, I did. So, can you quit this operation now, please?
I am so happy.
Just go in now, okay? Tell him you're a little bit nervous right now. Nobody's gonna think twice about this.
Oh, come on, just stop. This is so exciting. Are you gonna move in right away? Rob has the kids for now, so we can have a little private time, before you meet them. Oh, I gotta go. Oh, honey, I am so excited.
You said you'd quit, right? I held up my end of the deal.
Yeah, I'll talk to them, all right? Geez, give a girl a minute. They might not be able to sub for me right away. I'll get you a key made, okay? Bye.
He was a great man.
Was he?
A profound thinker. A patriot.
If he was such a patriot, why was he here? Wouldn't he have been more use in the Gaza Strip at a time like this? Is something funny?
Looks real, yes? You should have seen the original.
You saying this is fake?
Oh, I would never say that.
Off the record?
Between us? No repercussions?
I'm just looking for information. No repercussions.
I was proud to help Skandor in any way I could. He needed identification. I arranged it.
Skandor?
Khalid is an identity as real as that license.
So, who's Skandor?
A hero to my people. But you will see it your way, of course. Distorted through the lies of the Zionist press.
Why was he here?
To seek justice. To draw attention to our plight.
Oh, yeah? With what, a bomb?
You're hurting me!
The hell you doing telling girls to work out on me, huh? Disturbing my business, bitch.
She was scared. I just talked to her.
Did I tell you to do that? Huh? Did I tell you to do that? No!
No! Be scared now, bitch.
No! I'm a cop! I'm a cop!
It's okay. It's not going to stop.
What?
My work, the charity. The company practically runs itself. They're not going to miss me.
You got a second?
Sure. So what's on your mind?
I just arrested Robin Hood.
Yeah, I guess you did. But he still killed that girl.
I know. It just seems that nobody cared except us. And I'm more torn up about Northby than I am about the girl.
Well, it goes like that sometimes.
Not for me. Not anymore. I'm putting the uniform back on. Yeah, I got a little promotion to acting sergeant. I'm out of here.
You're not serious?
Yeah. I'm tired of chasing down last year's ghosts. I'll leave that to Allie and Harper.
People would say that's a step backwards.
Not for me. I want to help people. I don't care if it's getting a kitten out of a tree. That's what I want.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
And good for you. Not everybody knows what they want and act on it. And Nico? The firemen always get the kittens.
Hi, I'm Sergeant McCormick. We talked on the phone earlier. I'm from Cold Squad.
You're the one looking for the Fulani file.
That's right.
I'm sorry, but it's been moved.
Moved?
It was taken from the RCMP archives by a Patricia Loftus.
Patricia Loftus?
From CSIS.
When did she take it?
Looks like 2 weeks after an Abdul Rahman was convicted of murdering Khalid Fulani.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel like we're working for the goddamn pimps.
Maybe they should throw a couple blondes our way to even things out.
Anson. Jesus Christ, when? We'll be right there. Dead officer, female undercover. Found the body in the alley off Columbia.
Shit, we got a name?
Parker. Sonia Parker.